The Joe Rogan Experience.
This guy is a gigantic fan of yours. I mean, like, beyond. So if he like seems like a little awestruck right now, that's what's going on.
Yeah, he's very polite. Thank you.
I was raised on pro wrestling, and I didn't know what a Rolex or a jet or anything was until you came out when I was 8 years old. And I'm like, what the hell is this guy beating the good guys? When it literally
just preposterous. That's who this guy was.
Well, you took the art of the promo, like the interview, to a completely different level. You really did. You made it so fun.
Yeah, thank you. I was having fun making them.
How did you develop that sort of style? Like, was that something you always had? Is that something you cultivated for pro wrestling? Like,
no, I loved pro wrestling as a kid. I watched it all the time, and then my dad would take me to a match on my birthday or something like that, right? And then I was going to play football at University of Minnesota and academically ineligible after a semester. Stayed in a fraternity house for 2 years. Told my parents I was still in school. And then Ken Patera came to town, and I got a chance to break in with Vern. And I just kind of grew up on Joe Namath, you know, going back to where I got that. When I saw Joe Namath in Miami in the mink coat with the chick in the lounge chair, I said, that's me. And then that he had slept with 300 women at Alabama, I said, that's my game. I got to figure out how to get there.
There's a video, I'm sure you've seen it, of these football players. You know what the team was?
The Colts, Sergio Brown.
Yes, yeah. And they're all... See, Jamie, see if you can find it, because it's one of my absolute favorite clips on the internet. And these guys are reciting your lines word for word.
Yeah, Sergio Brown, God bless him.
Let's hear this, Sergio.
Woo! Diamond ring wearing. Woo! Kiss stealing. Woo! Wheeling dealing. Woo! Limousine ride. Woo! Jet flying. Woo! Son of a gun. Woo! And I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down. Give it to me, and a Ric Flair.
He's got them on for you. He's got gators on right now. Come on, man.
I couldn't show up on your show without the gators.
Dude, you know, I've done this at a show before where you could just say Ric Flair and you point the microphone out and the whole crowd goes, woo!
Thank God.
It's amazing. I mean, that's an amazing thing. You're like literally the only human being that's connected to a sound.
Yeah.
You go, Ric Flair, and they go, woo!
How did that, was that something that just came out one day, one promo?
I'm telling you, we used to drive, 3,000, 3,500 miles a week, sometimes 4. I mean, at night you're just listening to music and drinking beer and throwing cans at the signs, in the old days, and driving 100 miles an hour. And I heard Jerry Lewis go, goodness gracious, great balls of fire, woo.
Oh,
wow.
But the emphasis wasn't on the woo as much as, the thing. And I went, shit, that's the next day on TV, I said, da-da-da-da-da, woo. And that's how it all started.
Wow.
1974.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
Yeah.
The
Recognize the
killer.
races, good balls of fire.
Oh, my God. Wow. That's amazing.
I have a question. You once cut a promo when you were back in WCW when NWO and all that was happening, and you start taking off your Rolex and your clothes, and you're threatening Eric Bischoff. Mm-hmm. And at one point, you take off. He's tearing up $100 bills. He's trying to get the owner of the WCW out. You're gonna come out here. He handcuffs himself to the thing. I mean, it is so funny. It's epic. For some reason, you do an elbow drop on nothing at one point, which is.
My goodness, starting to. This is how I travel, you jackass. I'm custom made from head to toe. Have been and always will be. You jackass. Taking all of his clothes here. Shirts, suits, ties. That's me. I've lived the life of a king because the people have allowed me to. Woo!
It gets better and better. At one point,
Forever, I will sign my house, my cars, whatever money I have, I'll sign it over to you. I will give you the satisfaction of saying you're raped the nature boy. If you have the you-know-what to walk the aisle here tonight one more time. He called him out.
Oh, wait, you got to see him. He drops an elbow for no reason.
What?
Where's it at?
The one stipulation.
I think it's back actually.
Watch off.
It's right here. It's right here.
What? I ain't going home. He's handcuffing himself to the ring. For you, get your ass out here. Come on. Okay, I've been told we're going to be right back. Don't go away, please. Bischoff, you turn the camera off, and I'll be naked when you come back.
Oh my God.
He'll do it.
He handcuffs himself to the fucking rope.
And at one point, you're ripping up $100 bills, and you take off Gucci shoes and you throw them into the crowd.
Yeah.
Did you ever get those back?
No.
I always wondered, after I grew up older and learned about like production and stuff, I'm like, oh, there must have been an assistant over there that he threw it at, because there's no way he just launches it into the
Jesus Christ.
$2,000 shoe. Oh, here he goes. This is it. Watch this. He's about to drop an elbow. There's nobody there.
I'm not leaving Baltimore till you and I get something straight.
There's something wrong with me.
When you're out there doing this, do you have any plan?
No.
Nothing.
No.
Just free balling the whole thing.
Yeah.
Did you know you were going to take your clothes off?
Oh, I had a plan, but I wasn't sure. I didn't run it by anybody because I knew he'd never go for it.
How do you do? What was your method of madness to that? Like that part, the cutting promo part of Ric Flair. You'd have a loose plan and you just let it rip, or did you have any practice or anything? Like, what would you?
No, I just thought of it. We had been in that legitimate lawsuit. Legitimately don't like each other to this day. I mean, we've agreed to agree, but I was pushed down so far in the company that, like, the NWO was a featured act, which I didn't have a problem with, but don't abuse me, right? So I was taking my son to the AU Nationals in Detroit. I'd asked the lawyer for the time off, not missing Nitro, missing Thunder, the secondary show nobody went to, right?
Right.
And he sued me. And he walked in front of, 85 people and said he was going to break me. Now he's an executive vice president of Turner, going to break me, ruin my family, destroy me and all that. And so I could have sued. I would have been a multimillionaire, but then I wouldn't have been able to wrestle again.
Right.
So after I sat home for a year, costing me $1 million, and I said, fuck it, I'll go back. And because they wouldn't give me a release. And they gave me my check each week, but the minute I cashed the check, then I would be admitting that I worked for him again. So just another screw job. And then he ended up bankrupting the company anyway. So
Right.
Or not he, the combination of things.
Right. Exactly. He's going up against Vince McMahon.
Well, they thought they were going to put Vince out of business. That's where they made the biggest mistake.
Right.
Vince is a very smart guy, hence the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
They had 83 weeks. That's it.